Hey, Cutie's here.
CKDub is in the building.
And we're Drink Till We're Married podcast.
So we are back with another episode of Drink Till We're Married podcast. Hey, Cutie is here. I can't with you, yo.
CKDub is here. I had to blur my background and give you something else because I'm in the candle shop and you don't need to see my supplies and things in the back. That's what's back there.
Just glad to see you. And we have a very special guest, Miss Brittany Joy.
I feel so like there was whole intros. Like I came real unprepared. Like the whole background and the entrance and like you looking like a whole goddess situation. Like I'm in a tie-dye dress feeling real basic.
Baby, that face is beat. Stop.
I'm a hood. Fine.
I did not look sick.
Look good. Well, we are excited to have you here. Tell our guests a little bit about yourself before we jump in.
Well, hey, I am a radio personality, YouTuber, content creator. I, did the corporate America thing and then started YouTubing my weight loss journey. And God looks out for heathens. So like I have found a way to kind of merge like that corporate life and like the influencer life and make it a job.
That's so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, baby, so this is the first time we're like talking, but I feel like we are real life friends.
Absolutely. Like when I tell people, because like my dad's from Jamaica, and my mom, they both together did over 50 years in the military, and I'm an only child. So I share that because my life has gone a very specific way up into this point. Like my parents sacrificed, like I will never understand, to be able to like give me all of the things I could ever want. So like when I decided to not do the whole corporate America thing the way that they saw it, they were like, why are you squandering your life? Like, what do you mean you're trying to be happy? Like, happy? That's not what you do this for. You go to make sure you have health care. You go to make sure that you have a savings. You go to make sure that you can put your kids through college. But like this happiness nonsense, like if you get that, good for you, but that ain't the goal here.
Right.
And I was like, this kind of doesn't work for me. Like, it doesn't work for my personality. Like, their fault. They created a monster. Like, I operated at a high level and I want what I want. So when I started YouTubing, I am still very bad at it. Let's be very clear. Like,
I don't know anyone who's great at it. I think it's you being you is what attracts people. So
I'm hella inconsistent. So I am. I'm in quarantine right now, and just sitting here. I've been sitting here by myself for like 10 days, like in a hotel room. So like, I have thought through all of the things like 8 or 9 times at this point. And I was like, I could be doing this so much better. Like people did not sacrifice to get me here for me to be sometimey. Like I really got to tighten up. And so I like sat down and I have like my calendar out and like, I like am a writer. So I like write everything down and like have notebooks, but I was like, I gotta go about this different. Like, I really got to do some things differently and move a little bit differently because, like, I have a level of expectation for myself. And, like, I didn't get this far to just get this far. So I really, like, I can do it better. I know I can. And there's some things that I really, like, it's not a choice. If I say that I'm going to do this, then I have to do these things. And I've got to tighten up just all the way around. So that's kind of the mindset that I take with like everything. Like I was always the girl that was doing too much, but I was good with it. Like they're like, oh yeah, she probably gonna come with this, and all the extra things you could never believe. I'm like, sure did. Let me get my backpack. Like I was cool being that person. And then when I started YouTubing, I was like, maybe I should just calm some things down just a little bit. And so just finding that balance between like being exactly who you are and then figuring out what you share and figuring out what, like, who are you on the internet? Because in what aspects of that are you also in real life?
Don't go too deep because I have some questions around that.
Okay.
So
all right.
When we get to talking.
Okay. That was a horrible intro. I have got to tighten up on that. Let me write down the fact that I need to write an intro. Jesus, be a fan.
But we are drinking. We are not together. So this is Drink to Mary's first virtual episode. So us not drinking the same drink is like, it's killing me right now. But we are all drinking.
No, I love this.
I have a little vodka soda, little Tito's with my LaCroix, you know, our bougie water.
The bougie water is the best.
Yes, with some
I
lemon. What you
I
drinking?
have my gas station things that I love. This is something new I found today. It's called BeatBox. It's a fruit punch, like a spiked fruit punch. It's 11%, and guess what? I'm well on the way.
That sounds awesome. 11. Look at 11.
Also going on the list. What you said it was called? Beach.
Look, let me scoop it. BeatBox.
You know
Found
what?
the Shell station over by the house, but I looked online because somebody asked me about it, and I know every store doesn't have it, but they have it online. You can buy it, and they can deliver it. So guess what's getting delivered? BeatBox.
From where? Wait, delivered from where? From them? From the
From
gas
the
station? Like,
from here, from who made it. Yeah, I'll send the link. Don't worry about it.
thank you.
Yes.
Because listen, the kid can't go anywhere for another hot second. So like, I'm drinking. Okay, so I don't drink wine.
Neither do
I try. Listen, Kendra, you and I talked about this at the wedding. Like, I'm not a sophisticated drinker. Like, I like real basic, super sweet stuff. I mean, I'm completely fine with it, but I'm telling them to make it extra sweet, and I don't want to taste alcohol.
You would like this then.
When I tell you I'm so excited about my BeatBox, but
Girl.
I'm drinking Moscato.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, listen, you beggars can't be choosers. You
got the good one.
Yeah,
you don't have
people
the
to
good one.
drop something off.
That's the good one.
That's the good
I
one.
appreciate Robert and Yolanda. Those are my parents. I refer to them as Robert and Yolanda, but they looked out for the kid, yo. I may not have deserved it. Like I was hella irritable, but they still looked out. So the groceries they're right.
That's what they do. Cheers.
In a hotel cup.
Virtual cheers. So glad to see you both. So we are just really kicking it about dating, and you are not dating, but you have dated. So you want to jump in here. But
can I just say you're the coolest married person that I know?
They both are super cool though.
So I think it's important. So I have no real idea how I just know you guys, but I don't remember how it
all happened.
I don't know, but the last good memory was like a year ago. We were at a wedding, and like I had the best time at Shane and Will's wedding.
It was very random. Like I didn't even know you was gonna be there. And I was like, hey, somebody I can talk to, because I don't really know everybody else like that. Me, you, Dante, and the other buddy got together. That bar was open, and we got busy. And then we left out and went somewhere else after that and drank some more.
Yep. It was so. I wish as an adult making friends was that easy. Like that was honestly the we got goals thing. That's what I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be like, yo, so you know, the we got goals. Like we're kicking it in like Charlotte next week. If anybody's around and you like. Don't bring weird vibes. We will judge. You can't go. But if you're gonna be cool, come meet some cool people.
I like that.
So I just gotta. It's on my list of things to do better as I sit here in quarantine and judge myself.
What? Meet people?
To be more deliberate about meeting people, and like I'm like a hippie. Like I go where the fun is, and I want things to be chill. Like the world is so stressful outside of the door. So if we're doing something that doesn't have to be stressful, like I only sign up for the fun stuff. So if it's not going to be fun, I don't mind being at the house by myself. So if I'm going to come out and be cute, like, ooh, we got to have a good time.
Yes, I agree. So speaking of, you're single, right?
Girl.
Okay. Yeah. So how much do you hate being asked, why are you single?
I think, okay, so it depends on the energy that's behind the why are you single. Okay. So there's the why are you, like, there's the, like, you judging. Like, you've already decided that I'm crazy and all of the things. Like, you already have the mental, like, Black woman that I am pictured in your head. Mm-hmm. And then you have the people who are genuinely curious. Like, no, but for real.
Yeah.
Like,
why?
Like, help me but at the same time, I have the same question for whoever it is that I'm talking to. Like, you single too? You better be single too. Like, And that's a thing within itself. Like, yo, folks be lying.
Not even if they be lying. I know you're married and you still in my DMs talking crazy. Yo, I can't.
Yeah.
It annoys me to no end.
Yeah. And so what I will say though is, as I like over the last few years, like I had to tweak things about my energy that would allow them to even like do that. Does that make sense?
Even
like,
come in general.
Yeah, like the people that are attracted, that I'm attracted to now, and the people that I'm pulling to me now, like I'm not basic. Like nothing about me screams basic. So you already like listen, we grown. You already know at least partly what party you're about to arrive to. Like come accordingly. Like act like you know. And so now I don't feel the need to like school anybody's kid. Like, is this what we're doing today? Like you're better than this. You wouldn't have gotten this far if you weren't better than this. Like, ooh, you got the wrong one.
Yeah.
And I keep things all the way 100 now. Like, I'm not trying to make it look good. I'm not trying to make it sound good. I'm not trying to put a package around it. Like, listen, what you see is what you get. That's all I got for you.
Yeah. I just don't think men believe it though. I don't think they believe that's who you truly are. I feel like they're always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I mean, because the other shoe drops a lot. Like, like we have to know that at some point that we are rare. And like, I was very much raised in the energy of, I don't care who you are, you're just going to do it at a high level. And you're not going to apologize for it because you worked hard for it. So like, if it doesn't work for somebody, that's a them problem, not a you problem. So as I have gotten older and as I have honed that, and honestly, as I worked on myself and like tried to heal some of the stuff, right? And make sure that there wasn't baggage, because it's not fun for me to carry around either. So when I started getting very intentional about that, like the way that I moved and the energy that I bring is different, because I mean, you can be a cool person and not be my cool person. I don't take that, like, that's not a stab against you. Mm-hmm. Like, we could still be cool. Like, you still fun. Like, we're both still singles. So, like, let's go do stuff.
Right, yes.
Like, there doesn't have to be an expectation around it. Like, again, I'm just about having a good time. Like, I don't think I'm not a sleep with everybody person. I'm not a, like, if you want to go on vacation and you single and I'm single and I want to go on vacation, like, as long as we put some expectations, like, as long as we know what it is, like, let's go on vacation. What's the problem? Mm-hmm. And I think that's not that I think a lot of people want to be like, for real? Like, are you serious? Like, is that a thing? But nobody knows how to kind of introduce that as an option. Like, I always think that there's an opportunity for you to get exactly what you want and for me to get exactly what I want. So like, what do you want? Like, keep it 100. Like, because I'm not gonna hold back.
Right. It's about being honest on what you want. And I think people, you're being honest, but are they truly being honest? You know, you just have that mix, or as things change, they're not communicating that it's changed.
Honesty is hard for people and communication is hard for people. Like, because some people
not honest communication.
Is that what?
Communication for me is hard.
Yeah. Well, when I started YouTubing, I got a complete lesson on myself because I was watching myself back in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm documenting my day, and then as I'm going back and editing it, I'm watching myself now as not a participant in the screen, but now I'm watching a story happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it, for the first time in my life, allowed me to take a step back and see me for how exactly I am. Mm-hmm. And then also for the things that, like, I'm watching it back and like, who was I being right there? Like, who was, like, I don't even feel like that. Like, why did I say that like that? Or like, why did it come off like that? I had no choice but to question myself. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the cheat code to self-growth, because you can't lie when it's on video. Like, you're watching it, you said it, you did it. And not that I was trying to, but like, sometimes you'd be remembering things different than they might have happened.
I'm not remembering them at all. How about that? Yes. So, do you have?
I have no idea. That was a tangent. I'm so sorry.
No, fine. That's what we do. Do you have a list? Like, what are you doing to meet people? You said you want to be more deliberate.
How are you deliberately
Good at-
leaving
I'm
folks?
not good at this. So, okay, right? Like, I'm sitting in quarantine right now because I have COVID and like I actually had symptoms. So let's talk about how meeting is going to be just a smidgen different going forward than it was in the past. Like, the whole idea of like being social and like just randomly like running into somebody at the grocery store or whatever, like that, it can be a thing. But if I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going with a purpose. Like, this is not for me to spend 30 minutes. Like, this is not a trip. If like, I meet somebody, I hope they quick with it because I've got 20 minutes until I've got to get to the next thing. So like, if you're going to sweep me off my feet, please come correct and quickly because I got shit to do. So now I think that dating for me is more like dating by referral. Okay. Like, who do you know that for real has their stuff together that I would vibe with? You know me. So like, if this doesn't go right, I'm coming for you. Like,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
we're at that age now where everybody kind of knows their homeboy, their homegirl. And I've been the girl that like people pulled to the side and was like, I didn't know why you were dating my homeboy anyway. It just seems like you're better than that. I'm like, y'all didn't want to help the kid bite a bullet? Like, or skip all of this? Or like, yo, you can send me like, slide me a sticky note. Like,
I won't say it was you. Like, just let me know.
Right. Like, look out for it. Look out for the kid. And I'm the type of person, like, I'll give you my own disclaimer. And my parents have done that since I first started dating. My parents are like, so listen, we have a no return policy. So if you're going to take her up out of this house, she can't come back. Y'all need to be ready and be really fully prepared for all of the things that is this. And I used to tell, and they would say it jokingly, I feel a way, but they're right. Like, it is what it is. So having that mentality, like, you're not going to magically happen upon a secret of mine. I'm going to start with the secrets. Like, I YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did. Like, I think.
Did that really work for you? Because, like, I love y'all's relationship. Like,
we met on Twitter. It was very weird. Years before, like, that was when you'd be on Twitter and somebody would say something and spell something wrong, and somebody would be like, look what he did. So the girl that did my nails retweeted him one time back in like 2010, and I made fun of him for like 3 days. Like, and I didn't even know him. I was like, why the fuck you said that? Like, going back and forth with me, but I think at that point we just followed each other on Twitter.
The vibe was right.
Like, apparently we became friends that same year. Because I went back and looked at our friendship relationship on Facebook, and we were friends in 2011. So, I mean, I just remember seeing him on the timeline, and then I left Charlotte, came back, went to I used to see him with friends because we have a lot of mutual friends before. Yeah. And then I did like this fashion show. I was hosting a fashion show one night, and he was at the show. And so it was very weird because I see the pictures, and he's in the background of all the pictures that I was in.
Yo, they be saying that's the thing.
I didn't even know him. So we went to the club after, and he was hungry. I went over. I was making fun of him. I was like, why you got on that denim vest? Ew, that's so fucking ugly. And I'm going up. I'm like, yes, go. Ew, you too cute for that. And then, it was a jokey thing. So then fast forward to 2013, we went to a party at Vault. I was there with my homegirl. We hanging out. My spiritual advisor was there, but she wasn't my spiritual advisor at the time because she wasn't a spiritual advisor. She was there. We were in a little girl. Girl.
That person. Ooh, she was.
And we had some drinks, and we were all kidding. And then when I get drunk, I get very, very social, and I talk to anybody, and I don't give a fuck who it is. Whoever's around, you can talk. So we were talking, and I was like, hey, I know you. Yeah, Kiki, carry on, Kiki. We was drunk. He was vibing. He was with his homeboy from the gym. So all of us were just being silly, very silly, whatever.
Pause real quick though, because I feel like it is really important, especially if people are listening to this, they may not let me tell you, Kendra comes correct. Anything she's showing up at, so she can play this like she's super casual. But there was a plan, there was an outfit, there might be an outfit change, the shoes have been selected. So it's not like she looked like Jenny from the block.
So I remember what I had on there. I had on a V-neck t-shirt. It was a deep V. you know, I had on some
Purposeful.
I had on some joggers. I had on some heels. I had on a New York Yankees fitted cap, but I had just had a weave from homecoming the week before, so I had a long ass ponytail down in my ass cheeks. And when I say I have never
I feel
ever
like that changes the story right quick. I'm gonna be honest with you.
like very, very casual. So we're talking, and he was like, yeah, so, you know, do you watch football? And I was like, no, but what's up? And he was like, well, I'm going to a game in a couple weeks. You want to go? I was like, yeah. And he was like, let me get your number. And I was like, I don't want to give you my number in front of all these people because I don't really know what you got going on. I was like, we follow each other. DM me. So probably we left the club.
I'm like, come on. Wait, am I allowed to pause you? Because I feel like low key, you're dropping so many gems that I'm just like, ding, 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 ding. Like, and I feel like it's important sometimes to go back and highlight this. Discretion. Being discreet.
Yes.
Like,
there was a lot there, and I didn't know this with anybody. I didn't know what was going on.
Awareness, though. Like, that's what I heard you say was something that, like, I don't know that I would have done the same thing. I'd have been like, yeah, come here real quick. Like, I wouldn't have thought about it, but you're like, nah, I don't. Listen, we don't know what we know yet. So
just DM me, and he DM'd me. He was like, hey, this is Ryan, whatever. I'm going to the game on the 17th. You want to go? Give me your number. I said, sure. Here's my number. He's like, I'll hit you up later. I think he texted me that night, and that was it. We went to one dinner after that. After I took his son to Pittsburgh for his dad, came back. We went to Fox and the Hound, and literally that night we was at Fox and the Hound, and I literally gave him my whole life story prior to. I said, so this is what I do. This is me. These are the things that I've done. If you fuck with it, fuck with it. If you don't, this will be the last time I ever see you. And here we are 7 years later.
I thank you for sharing that, because like it can be so simple.
And the whole thing of him being in the background, it's usually someone that is in proximity of you and you don't even.
It's so weird when I think about it, because those pictures from that thing come up in my memories on Facebook, because it was me and my friend Taki and Ryan Jarrell. We were hosting the show, and I look in the pictures and I sent it to him. I was like, is that you right there? Like in the back. And I remember, because I remember what he looked like. I was like, look at you. And he was looking at the runway at me. And it was so fucking weird. Because I looked at
remember it.
No, he fully remembers it. Absolutely.
I love this.
It was great.
Y'all need to tell that story together. Like, I would love, like, my brain sees you telling the story, and then my brain sees him telling the story. And I would love, I would
be able to arrange that. If he's feeling friendly one day, I might be able to get that conversation. It's some days for him. So
he's a man.
I might
it's a skill set to be able to pull that up on demand, though.
Yes.
That's dope, yo. That makes me so happy. And I don't know, like, what you guys share, how much you guys share about like your significant other. Is it an everything thing?
I don't care.
Okay, but y'all are cool, like, because I met him before I met you.
Yeah.
And so the cool thing about him is that, like, he's cool. He's still, like, hanging out with you guys together, hanging out with you guys separately is both fun. And I love that, because, like, I don't want to be the person that loses my personality when I end up.
I did for a long time. Like, like, everybody knows me as this. I'm a fun girl. I have a good personality. I like to have fun. But for a while, like, I felt like I needed to closet that, because I thought maybe that he didn't like it. Like, I thought that in order to get to the next level, I needed to pull myself in and show more wifely and mommy-like things. But, at the end of the day, like, I figured out a really good mix of being a wife and a mom. So, I mean,
it works for you.
It took me years literally, I'm still just now getting back to my old self now. Like, literally, like, weeks. I'm still that.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that, because it's so reassuring, because I think that sometimes, like, I think that that's what happens in real life. And I think that some people have a different path, but I'm happy to hear that that's yours, because I find it happening in dating. It's like, I like you. Ooh, but I'm not going to be able to be all of me with you. Like, that's going to be
if you can't yourself around them, then they start to resent you, because they're like, well, I don't even want to be around you because we can't talk because you're going to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, but when I was doing this, this, and this, you had a problem with it. So I stopped doing that. Now you want me to go back to this? Like, what do you really, what version of me do you need?
Help me.
What version do you really want? I can give it to you, but just let me know so I can pull it back out because she went to a dark place and she's not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that. And being able to like find the words to get through to that person so they understand you exactly for what you're saying. I don't need you to interpret this. I don't need you to read more or less into this. I'm going to just be able to use my words to tell you exactly what we're working with here.
Yeah.
I just be going like, that's just, I'd be like, look, this is bullshit. What you want? What the fuck do you want me to do? Who the fuck do you want me to be today? Do I need to be Dub? Do I need to be Kendra? You obviously didn't like Kendra, so here comes Dub, and she's gonna stay because I'm sick of the shit.
Yeah.
And that's that.
That is what you're describing in terms of like finding the balance of you is something that I try to be so intentional about now.
Me too. Yeah.
And I think that I'm happy that I'm figuring it out because like I can truly now give somebody a real like disclaimer as to like what it's going to take to be with me, but also the type of person that probably isn't going to work. So listen, I already know the type of things that don't work for me. So if you were any of these things, like you're still cool as shit. We can still go on vacation, but I'm going to tell you.
We can be friends. That's it.
If you have a problem with me looking like a different person every other day, I'm not for you. I'm not for you. Like, if you're hoping that, like, I'm going to pick a lane and, like, be that, like, the only thing I can promise you is that it's going to be a ride. That's all I got for you. Like, it's going to be a high-level ride. We're going to do really fun things, like, and they change often. I don't say no to a lot of things that I think are going to be really fun. Like, I try to live, like, a bucket list life. Mm-hmm. If that is not appealing to you,
yeah,
that ain't changing. Like, I absolutely plan to have kids that have their own little kitty, like suitcases, and we're gonna be like a super dope family, and they're gonna know how to take their shoes off at TSA, and they're gonna know how to treat people like really nice, and they are going to speak languages. Like, if that's not your jam, and we're gonna have a nanny. So, like, if you're not with that,
right.
It is what it is. These are the things you need.
I'm cool with everything else, though.
How soon do you tell someone, like, all of these things? Like, is it first date? Is it getting that person's vibe? Like, what does that look like?
When they express interest, I go ahead and put that disclaimer on the thing. Like, if, like, so, like, you trying to go out? Okay, what you mean by going out?
Yes.
What we going to do?
Right. And like, let's be real clear. Are you single? Are you single? Or are you single, but the person you're with doesn't think you're single?
Baby, don't even talk about my life right now. But
that be the damn kicker. You got to get to the background story. You be like, so let me get your Instagram or something right quick. Matter of fact,
like, I'm going to Google you. I'm going to Google you. What am I going to find? Like, when I ask about you, because I'm going to ask about you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just start with the bad stuff. Like, don't have me out here looking stupid. I'm not that person. So what am I so what you talking about? Like, let's just lay them cards on the table. And like, I have never had somebody that wasn't like, yo, what is this? Where did you come from?
They're not used to that. They're used to somebody just being like, oh, okay, well, yes, whatever. And then here you go, y'all 6 months together, and you finally get his Facebook page, and you look. It's a tag picture of him and a bitch getting on a vacation from 2 weeks ago. Like,
how about a newborn baby? Something crazy like that. Like,
or the other fiance.
Oh,
I have plenty of those stories from my friends. Not me, girl, because not me.
I can talk at length, and like I won't give you enough details for you to know exactly who it is. But when I tell you some of the crazy stuff, my life has been a legit movie. Like,
I'm saying, look, what I know was,
huh?
If you told me what I know,
not that person, but I can tell you stories about somebody you do know. I mean, again, I won't put that person out there. But what I will tell you is that I think Drake talked about it, and he said something about making monsters out of girls you sponsored, and I was like, baby, people love to lie on the other person or love to tell and misrepresent their truth. And so the thing that I wanted to make sure, because when I said I wanted to be a YouTuber, like I want to be an amazing YouTuber. Like if somebody comes out with something about me, like, nah, they probably telling the truth, or at least partly in truth. They probably also want some money. So some of that's probably extra dramatic, but in the grain of the truth of that, there's probably something there. Like I've been a lot of people in my life. Like I've gotten my lessons and my learnings super honestly. So I can't go back and be anything but grateful for the person that I've been, because she allowed me to get here. So some of the honesty and like the true passion behind these conversations that I be having with people is because I'm like, what you're not going to do.
Right.
You ain't gonna pull a 2016 on the kid. That's what you're not gonna do.
There. Yes.
I got some real specific questions, and just in case you one of them people that only answers my question if I ask it the exact right way, I'm gonna be real specific about this wording.
I got the questions for you. Hold on.
Why are men like that? It's a man thing. Like you have to ask them.
Because some people fall for it. It's easy for them. It's easy. It works like 8 out of 10 times for them. Like people, we go to the path of least resistance unless you're intentionally trying not to.
Like a lot of women will super be like pressed. Like a dude will come up, like say you got a married dude, and they be out with their friends or whatever. You know, most men folk go out and be trying to be funny, don't wear their ring, what the fuck ever. They're trying to be cute. So then they'll meet a bitch and she'll be like talking. They'll be like, "You got somebody?" He'll be like, "Yeah, but we co-parent." That be the joint. Oh, we co-parent. Bitch, what? Co-parent.
We're separated, but
we separated, but we live together. We're roommates, but we're not together.
We're you know, the way that our lives are set up, our businesses are intertwined. Like we have an agreement. Like everybody is in an open marriage. Everybody don't be knowing that they in an open marriage. Like
girl, find out, you be like,
the thing. Wait. If that's what you're into, let me get your wife on the phone.
And then we can talk about it. She could be like, well, then if that's the case, then I had somebody over here yesterday if you want to be cute about it.
Not, because here's the thing. I'm not going to be somebody's secret. Like, I'm too dope to be somebody's secret. So I'm not entertaining your open marriage. Let's be very clear. But I just kind of want to talk to your wife right quick because I got questions for homegirls. So, like, are you with it? Oh, she busy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Work. Oh, she out of town with the... Okay.
Okay. Like, yo, this got weird quick. We went from being here and then like, are we backpedaling? Because that doesn't feel honest to me.
Right.
And help me understand. You will hear me say it so many times. Like, help me understand. Like, because if it is the way that you're thinking, that's not the way that I'm thinking. So bring me to your side. Like, you're gonna have to give me more context, more details. You're gonna have to make me more comfortable because this sounds shady. Sounds shady.
You don't like your wife and you about to leave her. Maybe I might be okay with it. I might think about it. Maybe.
Like, does she know this?
If she knows, then we're cool with it. Maybe.
You officially moved out of the house. Like,
do you still live there?
I don't date dudes with kids.
Oh,
I didn't date dudes with kids before. Even when I had a kid, I still didn't date dudes with kids. I was like, I'm not doing that shit because I don't have time for the bitch because I'm just hurt your ass out, and that's that.
I started dating guys with kids once I was in my 30s. Like, almost midway through my 30s, because I was like, well, it's a lot of them out here, you know.
It's hard. It opens the days. I've gotten cussed out by dudes who were like, I've got a good situation. Like, I was like, yeah, no, I don't do kids. Sorry. And it's because legit, I am not the girl that you date that's going to make your baby mama feel more comfortable about whatever you guys got going on. I'm not her. I'm not her. As soon as she figures out who I am, I Instagram and life for a living. Like, you're going to get all of the calls about you need to be a better dad. You're going to get all the calls about why didn't we do that? You're going to get all of the calls like, I just don't be needing them kind of headaches.
Yeah. Oh, and it's always...
I'm sorry. Like, I told you I was going to be honest.
Oh, you're good. Because, baby, we listen, been there, done that. Have the ex-wife and all that to show for it. So
every dude I've ever dated, the ex comes back. Every single one of them.
I don't know if they did. I didn't know nothing about it because apparently word on the street is I'm crazy. So if they came back, the bitch kept it very low.
She knew she couldn't hang. She knew to keep that to herself. That's what she knew.
One or two for those things. I'm not the one. Not me. Not me.
A lot of your life, like, is that something that guys kind of are leery of, like with you being, you know, on YouTube and sharing your life in that way?
So the ex that I dated,
is this the one you broke up with and we saw it on the internet?
yes, like we broke up in real time.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Where the fuck? How did I miss this?
So this has been several years.
Yeah, it's been like,
Okay, so we were following each other. Maybe I didn't.
We weren't cool then. So
Okay. All right.
the guy that I dated a few years ago, like, yo, legit, if anybody is looking at him to date him, he's a fantastic human.
mm-hmm.
Like he is going to be dad of the year. He is never going to miss a football game. He is going to be like legit. I have so much respect for him as a person because he loved me through a time where I was still figuring out who I was.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I get rich and famous and all the things, like I'm dropping off a car at the house, or I'm like, you know, can I set up a fund for your kids? Like, it's the least I can do. You contributed to what I am now. Like, I wouldn't be this girl if it wasn't for you. So, like, I mean, if you got a bill, you want paid,
right?
I'm gonna leave something for the kid. You deserve that. Everything I ever posted, I let him watch before I posted it. Out of respect for the fact that I signed up for this life, you didn't necessarily. So if there's something that you want me to take out or not say, or things that you want to like never discuss, or like set up your boundaries, because I want you to be comfortable with this life that it's not negotiable. So let me meet you halfway with or let me meet you fully with what works for you.
Right.
I'm telling you what I do. After that relationship, what I have come to understand is that this is my job. If this is not their job, I can't require that of them. And so I try to keep a separation of church and state. So like, you will know when somebody serious is in my life that's going to be perfect. You will know that, but I'm not giving you anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because out of like, we're at that point in our lives and our careers where they built an entire life without me. So in being respectful for what they got going on, if they're in the corporate world, if they're in the entertainment world, if they're an athlete, like that is your job. This is my job. And if we want to discuss something like a partnership, because that's essentially what that would be, because I've monetized my entire life, like you now are a business partner.
Right.
And if I don't think about it like that, then it gets muddy. And some of the arguments and the tension could have been prevented if we would have just kept this real 100 about what it actually is. Like I life for a living, which means that every decision that I make, I have to think about how it impacts this. Because if I all of a sudden start popping up in cities everywhere, the authenticity and the transparency of why I'm there or what I'm doing, like I then look like I'm shady as hell.
Right.
And that doesn't work. Or like, okay, so who took the picture when you're beautiful in France? Like, who you with? Like, oh, so you just doing all this by like, and so if I'm not going to address it, I'm gonna tell people like, yo, mind your business. Enjoy the pictures.
Right.
But I have to address the elephant in the room because y'all know me in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me, more than anything else, is like, I never wanted people to come up to me and be like, this bitch you are on the internet and this person you are in real life are real different people. Like,
I'm like that too. I feel like it should be one and the same. Like you're not gonna get one person here and then another person there. And I've had guys that were straight up doing that. Like, dude, who are you on Twitter? Like, who is that person? I don't know him.
Or if that's a character, let me know that that's a character. Like, so I've dated characters. Like, the person that they were out there and then the person that they are in real life are two different people. And I'm cool with you thinking they are whatever they are. But I have a brand to protect now. So if you're going to be out there reckless in these streets, we got to move different.
Right.
Yeah.
You about to mess up my situation, my money, like, ooh, that don't work. Again, this is my business as much as it is my life.
Yes. I'm sorry. I keep looking over here because my dog is outside on the balcony.
Yes, he had like a little parasol on the porch, like
as he should,
like a whole joint, like a covering on the chair, like
listen
on the deck, like whatever.
Here for it. Here for it. Do you need an air conditioning unit? Because you're gonna sit out here and be quiet because I got stuff to do. So I need you comfy.
$5 on Amazon, plug it in, and you could be living outside. And it's nothing.
dog living his whole best life. Like, as much as I am extra, I'm super pragmatic. So like, if you out there, I need you to not be raising hell. I need you to not be going crazy. I need you to be comfy and quiet.
Baby, she's 3 pounds. She can't raise but so much hell.
I love it. I love it. What's her name?
Characters. So say you have you met somebody online, and say they have like maybe like a podcast or something. Like, Ryan has started his podcast, the Double Standard Joint.
Okay.
And he gives a different personality on there than what I know. So maybe, when people hit me up, I told him the other day, I was like, people hit me and say, you're funny. And I looked at you and I'm like, he's not fucking funny.
No, he's not.
I literally told him, I was
really
like, somebody
funny.
Like, your husband's so funny on the podcast. I said, he's not funny.
I think he's funny.
He's hilarious.
But even outside of the podcast, but I knew Ryan for a long time.
He has a different sense of humor.
I don't think he's funny.
He has a different so he has a different sense of humor. And it's funny because when you know him and then you see it, like it's entertaining.
Because I'm like, oh, so he's funny? Oh, y'all think that's
He's not Kevin Hart.
Like, I'd be like, so where's the joke?
That's not even his style.
I'd be like, I want a kiki, I want a joke. Give me some jokes.
It's not gonna be funny to you because like the funny part is knowing him and like thinking about how he would say it and like thinking about how that would come off. Like that's what makes it funny. Like the totality of the situation.
Yeah.
Girl, I can see how you being like that. Shit, it wasn't funny when you said that.
I mean,
but that's the thing. So it's not funny like Kevin Hart do a stand-up funny.
Right.
It's not obviously.
It's just because it's Ryan and he's saying it's like a look he will give. It's like because honestly, he don't say much on that podcast, not to me anyway. But you know him, it'll be funny.
I'm so excited to listen to this podcast.
I was like, well, they'll probably let you on there. They want to set me on the page because
I haven't been offered either.
I am not accepted on the page. Okay.
Oh, that's good. But here's the thing, we're talking about it. So it's not like you're like, so there's a podcast? Like, that conversation I'm sure happened.
I mean, we talk about it when he comes back. He records every week. When he comes home, I'd be like, yeah. I was like, so how's the podcast? He'd tell me. I'd be like, so what y'all talk about? He'll tell me the topic. We'll discuss it amongst ourselves. But I don't personally listen to it. Like, I don't listen to it.
Yeah, because that works for you.
I just don't.
I think that
you don't listen to this one either. So
I think that's important though. Like you guys put up boundaries, but you also have the respect for each other to know that y'all aren't putting each other out there. Like you're not gonna y'all know and have established the line, and you respect that. Like I don't have a problem with that in the least bit. Like if y'all like the boys trip is the number one thing that as a single woman I have all of the questions about. Right?
And it too. It ain't just single, it's married women because the boys they be going with. Half of them be with a girl, half of them be engaged, half of them be married, they act single as fuck the whole time, and I don't have time for the shit.
Birds of a feather, right? So at some level, y'all are the same. And so I need to have a real clear understanding about what I'm signing up for. I know him. Girl. And I know what he is.
The same thing about females too, though. I mean, we go on our girls trip and we're all individuals. And just because my friend be out here doesn't mean I'm going to be out here. So at some point, we do have to trust them that you're going to respect me.
Absolutely.
Things like that. But if you
don't embarrass me, do not have me looking stupid.
That is my life motto.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something, don't make me look like a stupid bitch on the side. Like, I love my man. And then you're out here being a piece of shit. Like, all right.
Don't have me, like, you know what my life looks like. I've been very honest about that. You know what I respect. You know my boundaries. I have been very clear about exactly who I am and what I am down for.
Yes.
Do not have me looking stupid because here's the thing. We're not going to talk about it. I'm just disappearing. I'm just done. I'm done. And here's the thing. When you're asking yourself, does she know? Yep. Just assume that I do. And that's the reason. Like, we never have to talk about this again because you did the one thing that I told you not to do. Like, you can literally tell me anything. But I expect you to treat me with a level of respect. I expect you to understand that when I say partnership,
partnership.
It is me and you until you decide to kick the freaking bucket, because I want to be a MILF my entire life. I want to go do like have fun things and have nice things and generational wealth, and like I want to have a little low key zoo. So girl, I want to retire to an island that I own with like all of like the wildlife and like conservatory. Like I want Animal Planet outside the backyard, and I want my kids to be like walking around like Steve Irwin, like in his daughter. Like if you into it, I'm into it. I like animals, and I want to have like humane.
Because I'm telling you, are likely to see all types of animal posts, and I mean, it'd be the cutest little things. But you're like, how's she find it? Who are you following?
Yo, my Instagram feed is so ridiculously random. Like, I might go from like a twerk video to a toenail removal to like people's kids to animals to dirt bikes and motorcycles and people jumping off of stuff. Like, I am all across the map, but like I'm like that in real life. Like all of these things are authentically me. And going back to kind of something we talked about earlier, I realized that I was selling myself short by not being honest about those things, but also I can't be mad at somebody who didn't sign up for all of these things that I hid. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they thought that they were getting this thing that I was working so hard to present. And in real life, like, I mean, that's like this much. Right. It's almost down here. I was just going to wait till we got married to talk about it, but, you know, happened. No.
I mean, first.
But it's the rest of it under there that don't come out till
later. So the way that my life is set up, here's a book. Like, I can send you a YouTube video. Like, you should probably watch these 4. And if you're with it, like if you still want to talk after that, then you know where to find me. But like, I put it out there, so I think that any guy who dates me or wants to do his due diligence, like read some captions, watch some videos. Mm-hmm. And going forward, I want to be more deliberate about that, you know, and making sure that the content that I produce is a lot more authentic to exactly who I am. Because I never at some point want, you know, an employer, a future partner, and any of those things to ever come back and be like,
well,
right.
Remember that one video?
And I have to watch it even now, like being very deliberate, like even now, like I'm thinking about it, some of the things that I've said in the language that I've used, and I like need to be more intentional about like making sure that like I pick the right words and that I convey myself properly, because I don't want to we're in the cancel culture. Like we're in that culture where something that came up, you know, 43 years ago and was taken out of context is now going to be the thing that brings you to your demise. And it's like,
and it's not even taken out of context. It was just a different context completely.
Yes.
But now you're bringing it back to fit in today's society, and it doesn't, because we've all changed so much.
Yes. And I think that a lot of people, especially people who are in decision-making positions, I think a lot of people have experienced trauma that they haven't addressed, because you have to understand your biases. You have to understand, like, if you don't like a certain type of person, a certain group of people, like, you got to understand why you feel that way as much as you understand that you feel that way. Because like, if you are still holding on to something that happened to you, now you're holding people to a completely different standard. Or if you yourself were the victim of something and so now you don't, or you act differently around, like whatever the situation is, like I feel like you have to do a really good job of addressing that personally, because it's going to affect you at some other point in your life. And in my experience, it's been hella inconvenient.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So growth process constantly, but just being very honest with yourself and being very, and I mean, I'm big into self-work and therapy, but it hasn't hurt me.
Right.
And I think that, you know, we as a Black people, we as people who grew up with parents that were on, like, that had parents that probably experienced racism, as people who, like, our parents were like the first generation to like have a decent chance at having what they claim is the dream. So the things that they withstood and the experiences that they had and the things that they know to be true may not be the same for us. Like, that truth may be relative. And so I know that for me personally, having two military parents, and I grew up in a very, like, when people ask about, like, why can I be so motivated or why can I be so disciplined? I was like, that wasn't a choice.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah.
that was life. Like, I was the only only Black daughter of two military parents, and I grew up in the Midwest. Like, I talk like this because I grew up all over the place. Like, that's just that it's because of where I lived and all the places that I've been. Like, I didn't know race. Like, race wasn't a conscious thing for me until like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yes.
Because I grew up in a military community. So, like, it didn't matter what color were you. Are you on their side or are you on our side?
Right.
Because, like, if you're on our side, then whatever. It's not a thing. But, like, the thing that divided us, it was different than what I'm seeing in the world now. And being Black and being white or being other, like, there's so many additional implications that we've added to that. And, like, bringing it back to dating, the way that people look at, like, interracial couples, that's a thing. Like, that's a real thing. The judgments that people put on you based on the type of people that you date or the color, like, that's a thing. So,
have either of you been in an interracial relationship before? Either of y'all?
I have not.
I have not. So I consider dating for me, like, to have started when I started paying my own bills. Does that make sense? So, like, when I lived on my own, I feel like that's when my dating life started. Like, the people that I dated in high school and even the people that, like, I kicked it with in college, like, that wasn't for me. As an adult, I've dated people who were mixes of things, but I've never dated, like, a white guy.
Like, whole specific, like,
I haven't.
I've gone on a couple dates with a white guy, but it didn't.
You have.
New York, yo, this dude was so fine. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
He was like Italian, just strong features, really cool. We had a
What's he doing now?
Huh? I know, right? But it was like the differences. Like, when we went on our first date, it was probably one of the best dates I had been on. We went all around the city. I mean, I had oysters for the first time, but really staring at us. And I'm like, people are really staring at us because I've never done that before.
Yeah.
I didn't care. But I think I had went out of town for the weekend and came back, and we were supposed to hang out, but I was really tired. So he was like, well, just come to my house. And I was like, all right, I'll go over there for a little while. But dude was like pressuring me to stay the night. And I was like, I don't really even know you like that. Like, that turned me off. And that was kind of like, so.
No, that's a good boundary to have. It also tells you what he's used to dating.
Yes. And that's what I was saying too. I'm like, I'm not just, we went out once. We've talked, and the second time we're hanging out, I'm at your house, but I'm not staying the night here. Like, that kind of turned me off a little bit. But
I think that's dope because that's an easy situation to give into. And it's obvious that the fact that he wasn't uncomfortable with your discomfort lets you know that typically that probably works.
Pressure. Talking about lay down, like trying to put. No, dude, I'm good. I'm actually gonna go.
Oh, you doing a lot.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
I think that in my previous position that I held, I traveled a lot, and I often I do client relation jobs. Like, anytime if I'm working in corporate world, I like dealing with people. And I would take clients out. So it would be me with the client. Yeah. Like, the looks that you talked about.
You already know.
It's already, and for me, that's not a thing. Again, that goes back to, like, you thing, me thing. Like, that's not a me thing. That's a you thing. However, like, it's noticeable and at times uncomfortable. Like, we're doing this today.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and switch my brain over because here we are. Like, game and all right.
I dated a white guy for a long time. Like, when I first left college, I met him randomly on MySpace. Like,
yo, what you be putting on your profile to be meeting these folks is randomly on the internet? Like, help me understand.
I was doing like some like figure modeling when I was like 22. So there's this photographer in Charlotte who was like really dope. Like he like Helmet Lang-esque type photographer. So I did some pictures and they were up on this like photography website for a long time. So I want to say it was maybe like 2003. So here comes like 2005. And, you know, I had just went back to college and I get this random ass DM. I had made MySpace like 2 weeks prior. I get a random ass DM from this white guy. And he's like, hey, I'm not trying to be a creep or anything, but like my dad, he was like, his dad was a photographer. He was like, my dad showed me this picture of you and said, hey, this looks like your type of girl. And I was like,
come through,
picture?
Dad.
I said, what picture? So he sent me the picture of myself. I was like, this picture is like 2.5 years old. And then we just started like kikiing from there. And it was like literally like we connected so well. And then it was like I graduated, moved to Chicago. Then I moved to Atlanta. Whole time we were still dating. Then I get to Atlanta and he was like, why don't you just move to LA? And I was like, fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck it. I packed up my car and drove my ass to Texas.
Yes.
He met at the airport and we drove to LA. And it was like,
Yes.
I was mad uncomfortable because I had never dated a white guy before, but I didn't see him as a white guy. I just saw him as Seth. That's all he was to me. Like he was cool, but he always had dated black girls because he's from Iowa.
Oh.
And it was weird that he just dated black girls. That's his thing. So we get to
Iowa.
Right. Like we get to LA and it's nothing. Because, you know, LA, they don't give a motherfucker. So, I mean, like, we're living together. Like, we're out, whatever. And I'm like, but he's like,
he good.
He
don't have no problems. He knew what he signed up for.
Was when we went to Iowa for a wedding. And I'd never been to Iowa. So we get there and I'm like, you know, people are looking at us, but they know him because he played professional soccer. So they knew him and they knew what he liked, but I didn't know him like that. So I was like mad uncomfortable and I was just like,
that's a conversation, yo. That's a conversation. Like
I wasn't about the conversation life.
Yep.
So
yep. I get it.
Fucked it up, moved, and like we're still like we speak still because we still have a mutual like respect for each other. We're still cool. Yeah. And now he has like, a set of twin babies with another black girl that kind of looks like me, and it's very funny. And it's just like, you know, like it's just an uncomfortable. If you're not used to it, like it's very uncomfortable, but it's not bad. It's just different.
And it's having the conversation that we know to have now.
I wasn't mentally comfortable with that.
Yeah,
it's something different. Like what maybe like it may have been different. Like as an older person, like he was like 7 years older than me. Okay. Maybe it would be different later on in life. But as a 22-year-old girl from all the places I lived, it was like,
I get that. I was like 22, 23. So I was just like, yeah, no. I'm good.
Like,
I'm out.
Some of the things that I think back in terms of dating experiences that I either allowed or things that I look at differently now. And I'm just like, wow, like what was I going through? Like why didn't I act differently? Why didn't I think differently? Like,
or even speak out and express what you want. Like, yeah, there's a lot of, but we have to learn from those things. Yep. We can't, you know,
being gracious to yourself.
Yes.
That's real.
What does our time look like? Do we have to like break and come back? What's the time?
Well, it gave me the pop-up that it was extending our time, so it hasn't.
Oh,
so yeah.
So back to the dating, motherfuckers. Question, Brittany.
Go for it.
Do you have like a type visually that you prefer unconsciously? Because consciously, everybody has a type, but when you really think about it and you think about the people you've dated and you think about what they look like, for me, technically, they all kind of look the same.
Really?
No. Okay. Yeah. So if somebody shows me a picture of like 4 guys, I'm going to pick the same type of guy every time. He's going to be dark. He's going to have muscles. It's probably going to be the bros. I don't know. They all kind of have the same look.
I understand.
So do you have a look?
I'm all over the map. So also there's a difference between what I like and what I date. So like what I like who doesn't like dark skin with muscles?
Right.
Like sign me up, light skin with muscles. You got muscles. I mean, I'm with it. I also like I like I like dudes for a look, but I like dudes for a vibe. So like the people that like I vibe with, like you can't kick it with me if you take yourself too seriously. You'll be uncomfortable. I'm going to make you uncomfortable. Like if your energy is weird, my energy is going to be weird. And not because I have weird energy, but because I don't know how to play this and you throw me all over the map.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I am who I am. So if this does not work for you, I'm not going to dial it back probably the way that you're
I'll the next one. It's fine. Yeah. It's nothing.
And that part is like, I can't fix that. I wouldn't even know where to start to fix that. Like, so you're asking me to fundamentally be somebody that I'm not. Right. I don't. So if you can give me good directions, like if there are things I'm not supposed to say or do, or like conversations we avoid, like I've dated some high profile people that like the way that their life is set up, like I'm just supposed to sit there and be pretty at this meeting.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody cares that I'm smart at this meeting. It's not about me.
Yeah.
We just need to be there. So like, don't go making friends. That's not this one.
Now,
and like,
give me that direction. Okay.
Yeah. But I've learned that that has to be a conversation. Like I've learned that like, okay, so we're going to a wedding. Like, is it going to be weird that I'm black? Like, is that going to be a thing at this wedding? Am I going to have to be used to somebody's weird uncle saying something that's real racist, but we all know he's racist and we're not supposed to talk about it? Like, give me the rules for what I'm supposed to know because it's going to show on my face. Like, if they come sideways, I'm going to be like, I don't understand. Like, and I'm probably going to say that because my filter is real janky.
Listen, you see it on my face first. Like,
oh, you one of them. Okay. We're leaving, right? No,
this is what we got.
Like, what's happening right now?
Get busy? Do you want me to get busy? Because I can. Like, what you want me to do?
And I grew up, I had the luxury and good fortune to grow up doing pageants, like in college.
You look like a pageant girl.
It's a thing.
You look like
a real thing. You learn pedigree. And what I have come to understand about that is that you learn to read the room differently. Like you're given a very different set of skills because it's something that it's the unspoken rules that you have to learn to navigate. It's the situations that you're going to be placed in based on the company that you keep that you're going to have to learn how to figure out how you personally deal with. Like you're going to have a conversation with yourself. Cause like I've been in plenty of meetings in South Georgia where somebody said something that was super racist and they didn't know it was super racist. That's just how they speak. That's just how they think. It had nothing to do with the racism of it. They were telling a story.
Right.
So I also know people that probably do not mess with black people, but they kick it with me because they think I'm cool.
That'd be the thing. It'd be so fucking awkward. You'd be like, you know they're racist. You know their fucking parents are racist. Like all through high school, I was the only black girl in high school whole time. But every white person that I know was racist still liked me.
Yeah,
and
because they see you different. You're truly the token.
I'm different. Yeah.
And so there have been conversations that I've had to have with people where I'm like, so listen, you can't say that around everybody. And like low key, you can't really say that around me. Like that, let me explain to you why that's not okay. Right? Like, I love you and I know what you meant. I knew your intention, but I also know like, yo, bro, we in a different time now. I don't want you to run into the wrong set of folks who are not going to care about none of that stuff. Like, they do not care who you are. You just walked into the lion's den and I know that you're a good person. So let me help you understand how we're not going to do this again.
Right.
Okay? Ready? Like, And that becomes the conversation, but it's because like I know you well enough to know that when you didn't mean anything by it, but also that you don't know better. So if I was not here, nobody would ever say two things to you about this. Because they don't know how to translate or how to hear what I'm hearing. So let me help you. Now you do this again. I see you. You're already on notice, but I see you. Like, I can't let you go in disrespecting me. And I can't let you go in disrespecting people or, like, whatever the case may be. But, again, it's not malicious. Like, I'm just trying to help you be better. And here's what it means to me. And those are the type of conversations that I had to learn how to have more frequently. Like, coming at people from a place of love, even when I wanted to, like...
To choke them, yes.
Clean out. Like, I really should punch you in the face and then we should have a really smart conversation. like 10 minutes from now.
That's why I love corporate America, because it gives you that other side. It's like, we're ready to pop off, but you can't just pop off every time somebody says something to you sideways, because you have to pay your bills.
You have to pay your bills, and you also have to understand what was really meant. I've worked for a racist company. And let me not say a racist company, because the company can't be racist. The people that were in decision-making positions were not mindful of diverse employees.
Gotcha.
Right? So they would say and do things and operate, and there's a second set of standards. It's like, we're having conversations and nobody is listening to me, because it is what it is. But as soon as good old boy repeats everything I just said, it's now a brilliant idea.
Then it's, oh my God, that's so perfect.
But get started with that.
Wow, this is like it's profound because you weren't listening 10 minutes ago. Like, that wasn't imperfect. Are we doing this?
He was clearly listening to me and
right.
then saying what I said. So,
and I worked for a company that wanted me to be okay with that. Like, legit wanted me to do and think all of the ideas, give me no additional money, give me no additional credit, and then come back to me and be like, "Why are you burnt out?"
Because I'm sick of y'all.
Or why aren't you coming up with anything anymore? No.
Yeah, you're disengaged. You're disengaged.
No, I'm not feeling creative.
I was like, it's so my flaw is that I was honest. Like, so my disengagement is that I'm tired of not getting any additional recognition, not getting any additional, you're not rewarding this. Now, if you want to throw the kids some cash, all of these ideas can be yours. You pay for them.
Yeah.
I have more.
Take them all. But what you can't do is pretend that I'm not here and then continue to get this level from me. Like, oh, I'm not her.
Yeah.
I'm not her. I tried really hard for a whole bunch of years, but ultimately I'm not her. And I had up into that point only worked for people like really dope humans. Mm-hmm. Like, I had a mentor and a professional leader that did it all right. Like, he is one of the most profound leaders that I've ever worked for, because he parented his kid, his directs. Like, he was giving us as much life game as he was giving us the professional game, true leader. And because that was one of my first professional experiences, I thought that was the standard. Right. So I thought that everybody would be like that. So when I hit this, professional road bump or speed bump, I was like, I've never felt like this at work before. And I don't know if that's a me thing. Am I playing this wrong? Am I being ungrateful? Because low-key, they're kind of playing me like I should just be happy to have this job. And they're not recognizing the fact that they're lucky that I'm here.
Right. Yes. But
and that feels weird.
That's the same in relationships. You can be in relationships like that as well, which is just as exhausting, because you're looking to get your energy and get fed at home, and you're coming home to someone that's just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's like,
you're making me feel special, and I don't know what to do with that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm special, and you don't see it. And
yes, that's the problem. What'd you say?
What?
I said, don't get me started. Okay?
Please
don't get me started today.
Baby, I've been there.
Today, not today.
that is, and Kendra, I'd love to know, as somebody, I feel like you found your person.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I did, but it's we have to, it's we're grooming each other all over again to relearn each other after 7 years. It just seems like we've been together for a way longer than 7 years, but over those 7 years, we started off as one type of person, and now both of us are completely different type of people.
Yeah. What I heard you say is that you guys sign up to pick each other every day.
You have to.
Literally, that's what we do, because I went to him last week and had a conversation and was like, listen, I need for me and you to figure out how we're going to actively love each other like we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Because some days I feel like we love each other. Some days I feel like you're the homeboy. Some days I feel like you're my roommate. Some days I don't feel shit for you at all. So I need us to figure out how to actively love each other every day.
Yeah.
We don't have to like on the same page every single day. We don't have to like be like super active with each other every day because I know you and that's not your thing. Mm-hmm. But like we've changed a lot. Like,
I love that. I love that.
It's hard.
One of the rules that I kind of constituted in dating was that like we don't go to bed mad. Or if we do go to bed mad, we still talk about the fact that we love each other. Like, oh no, I want to punch you in the face, and I have plotted your death 87 times today. But girl, I still love you, and I hope that you wake up next to me tomorrow morning. But I have plotted 87 ways that it may not work out for you.
I'd be mad as shit going to bed. Both of us be mad as fuck. Pillows be in between us some nights. I'd be like, all right, wake up, mad as fuck. I'll be like, I'm going to the shop. Leave out, come to the like. It be days, but it just be like.
I hope you're okay though.
Fuck down. Let me calm the fuck down. And I be like, do you want some dinner? I'm about to cook. Never mind.
I'm not cooking you nothing. I hope you sit over there and starve while I eat this delicious food. Problem,
like,
but I got you something.
Like, I cook for the kids too, but then I'd be like, okay, so let's talk. Like, let's talk. Okay.
Yeah. I love that though, because again, it just only has to work for y'all. And that is the only rule. Like, I just need somebody that I want to pick every day. Mm-hmm. I want somebody that if I have a kid that acts just like them, I'm good with that.
Girl, listen.
If I can find that.
No, you don't want a kid that act just like somebody to get on your nerves a lot. Because I have one.
For real. You got it for real. Like
I have it. And it's like every day I'd be like, at least I can
It's so sweet. He's so sweet.
So here's the funny thing. Before I got cool with you, I would see Ryan post your son. And I was like, what is he teaching this child? Like, why? Like, oh my God, that's like a little, but what I said is that he got everything he got, honestly, because he had a dad that poured completely into him. And so you know what you signed up for, and now you got two of it. And maybe that's not apparently a great thing every day, but like, that man loves his kid.
One of them, I can tell what to do.
Yeah.
But either one of them listen to me, because RJ does not fucking listen to me. Like,
don't you act like RJ does not act like you.
Whatever.
Don't you act like RJ does not have that CKDub. Okay.
All of your can't forget, if I could give you a compliment as a woman, I have never found somebody like until I met you that was so deliberately like, you're you. Like you think about the details, they're you. Like I thought about the way that you described your yellow dress at the wedding.
Oh, for the wedding.
You had plans for it. And I was so a fan. Like, I fangirled. I was like, yes, for intentional. Yes, for creating a look. Yes, for knowing your angles. Because listen, what you're not going to do is be posting these ugly ass pictures of me on the internet. Like, oh no, I'm hitting every angle of every, like, she nailed it. And I was like, I'm going through pictures in my phone. Like, she don't look bad and not nail the picture.
Like, you're not gonna catch me out looking like less than ever.
I think that is so dope.
Every time we take pictures, this one hits every angle. I'm like, well, damn, I need to take more pictures. So
I need to practice. Yes. I said to myself, like, Brittany, step it up. Step it up. Step it up.
I practice in the mirror. Like, I put on my shit and I get my phone. Like, I don't like taking pictures because I don't feel like I look better in real time.
Yeah, in real life.
So I have to make sure that when I take pictures with people, I have the right side. I have the right joint. So I be in the bathroom literally like.
That's practice, yo. That is so legit of a skill for every woman who has ever had to spend 32 additional minutes just picking the right picture, and then you got to edit, and then you got to do all the things. Like, yo, you got to figure it out.
Yeah. But yesterday I went to a bridal shower. And they want to take a picture. I said, okay, hold on. I got in the middle. They were like, what are you doing? I said, let me fix my hand. I was like, and it's there. And they took like 17 pictures and I was there every time. They were like, I said,
y'all can hate yourself in the picture, but she loved herself in the picture. So like, who got a problem? It's not a her problem. I love that. I think that more people want to be like that. It's just everybody doesn't have the confidence to be like, oh no, I can't stand on the left side. I got to go to the right side. Can I switch places with you?
Side.
Like you got it. So when I talked about earlier about being intentional about being a YouTuber, that's what I'm talking about. Like there is no hopefully this fits. It's like, no, we're about to have to make this be a thing, because I hope to get to the level of success where somebody gets paid to find bad pictures of me. That's the level of success that I'm trying to get to. So I'm going to make it as hard for them to do their job as possible. I want to make sure that nobody can say like, yeah, she's good, but like, oh no, we eliminate butts around here.
Right.
Like,
unless it's my butt.
Which I've been working on.
Listen, I can't even say that about me, because right now, let me tell you, quarantine, they gave me that little extra.
Come on now.
Little extra.
Now.
Go ahead. Also, I can't fit shit no more, so that's
that part.
Also a problem.
That part. Quarantine, I had to give myself like permission to be okay and to figure out what okay looked like. So I stayed active and I worked out all of quarantine. Like we were like walking and hiking and like
absolutely
doing all of like, I have to be active just because I'll be stir crazy. But I also like walked like all of like Nashville, like in some of the neighborhoods, like I stayed over by like Tennessee State University. So like you had all of like the historically Black like schools and houses. So we used to go on what we called urban hikes and like just be like walking through the like people's neighborhood, like, ooh, this is a nice house. How much is this? Like legit just like walking and exploring, like having the best time. But I was like, I've got to find a way to keep this interesting for me. And so it doesn't feel like exercise, but it feels like exploring, and I'm inspired to do it every day. But food, girl, I ate so good, and everywhere in Nashville delivered, and they were delivering alcohol. So you could like get like your mixed drinks and like all of that to go. I lived my whole very best life. I legit gained 20 pounds, but it was because I went from having such a strict diet to being like, I'll have two.
Yeah.
We got more. Like we can do this.
All that.
Well, listen, we have to have you back.
Yeah.
I love this. I love
talk
this.
about other stuff. You talk about good shit.
Whatever you want.
What?
I was saying she talks about good shit. We can have her.
Yes, we definitely have to have you back.
I'm here. Yeah. Tell me when.
Whenever. Whenever.
Like we'll figure it out, work it in.
Please tell people how to find you and where to find you.
Hey, Brittany Joy on everything. We went like I like I said, intentional about the social media YouTubing stuff and like getting comfortable saying that that's what I do. So literally we found Hey Brittany Joy on every platform. So from Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat to YouTube to TikTok, which I haven't figured out TikTok yet.
Girl, we can talk about that. No, I got it down pat.
Here for are both y'all in Charlotte?
Yes.
Yeah.
Baby, come through.
I am here. So, okay, one, after I get through this COVID.
So when you get done with COVID.
Right. And then two, I'm moving back to Atlanta in December.
Okay.
So once I get like settled with the move, like I really had, like I've been flying by the seat of my pants for a solid like 2 years. Like I've been on that Eat, Pray, Love. Yeah. I've been on that like explore the world, don't say no. So like I've decided that I need to plant roots again to be able to kind of level up into this next like phase of my life.
Yeah.
So Atlanta is happening in December after I get like settled and get my life together. I am making a trip and possibly before then to Charlotte. Like,
or we can come there.
Yes!
No, listen, because you know Ryan comes down there all the time, and I never go because I'm like my best friend lives in Atlanta, and sometimes she's like busy or can't get out, so I just don't go. But either way, we get both.
So
yeah,
so we good.
I have multiple. We can get to Atlanta. It's nothing.
I'm so excited. Like I feel like I have adult friends now, and that makes me so happy.
Girl. Like we're like real adult friends. Like we're like about to be. We 40 plus friends here.
Baby, I'm 40 plus.
We're real friends.
So
So thank you guys for allowing me to join the club. I feel so excited being like part of y'all's cool clique. I'm not gonna lie, I've been like following the Instagram since forever. I love it and think it is fantastic. I'm super excited to catch up. So something that I don't do before I do any interviews now, I don't do research. Like I don't want to come prepared. Like I want it to be like truly like authentic. So I haven't watched or read or done my due diligence, but I'm so excited to go back and catch up. Like now I follow you guys both obviously on Instagram, but I didn't go back and like do intentional like homework about what you talked about because I didn't want to be like influenced.
Super prepared.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm excited to go back and I'm excited to like obviously like to listen back to this because I think we talked about some cool things. And I have so many questions. Like I was writing notes and things to ask. So
we will have you back for sure because I enjoyed this so much. Look at this one.
Yeah.
So can we make a We Got Goals candle?
Yes, because I'm working on. I've been doing a lot of personal branding. Yes, girl, we'll talk about that. Yes, we can. Yes,
We got baby. Yes.
Yo, Jay, what do you do? What can I help you with? Like, what do you
jewelry. So I have a jewelry business as well. So baby, we be popping over here.
An intentional bracelet, an intentional candle. I got a homegirl that make intentional oils for the aura shit. We can make a whole intentional. We got goals.
I love this. I know we're wrapping up, but I have a bunch of pillars that I wanted to hit with, the next phase of my life. And I feel like just one, embracing small businesses, but helping Black women. Like when I first started influencing, one of the things that was the hardest for me to wrap my mind around, and I'm thankful for, a manager that I had at a time, because she really helped me to own the idea of like personal brands. So like when people want to like promote something or when people want to advertise their stuff, like being intentional about that as an influencer means that I understand that my brand, I understand what I'm bringing to the table just as much as the product that they're bringing. So people will want to send you stuff, or people will want to have you pay full price for something and then turn around and post about it. And I was like, that don't seem right. Like, cause like my money gets made off of the post, your money gets made off of the thing that I'm selling. So you want me to do my job and pay you?
Right.
Like, that feels weird. But what I think that I have learned in the space that I am in now is like, I want everybody to win, but I want everybody to understand exactly what they bring to the table and exactly what they can expect to walk away with. Absolutely. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're getting over, and I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're not getting enough. Yes. And I think that if I can find a way to give a platform and to help people, like not just with like the I guess the visibility of stuff, but even in finding an angle that makes sense, like in allowing like my corporate brain to work for them. Like I want to add as much value to as many people as I possibly can. And like, really, I want all of my friends to win because I want to go on vacation and I want everybody to be able to come and like, be able to own their own business or do their own thing so that it's not a problem. Like I want my friends to win. So any opportunity that you guys know of that it makes sense to partner or that like somebody can be better because of it, like please do keep me in mind. Like
we will.
Let me know. I love this stuff. Like I get to really have a life that like I get to do it with the people that I like and I get to do things that I like to do. Like I'm so blessed in like immeasurable ways. So if I can pay that forward, like y'all let me know for real.
Absolutely.
Well.
Yay! FaceTiming later.
I can't wait to post this. I can't wait to have you back.
Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me do this.
Something important next time. Something serious. I don't know what. We're gonna talk about something serious next time.
It's serious. This is very serious.
Listen, dating by referral is serious. Like if you know somebody that has their stuff together, like, and that might work.
Yes.
With no kids, because I'm so serious about that.
No, I'm serious. Like I know, I got you. I know. I be knowing.
And somebody that I don't already know.
That's gonna be But you're going to have to send a list and see who you know and don't know.
If they're on your, so listen, I'll scrub your list before I taint it. Like, you just send me what you got, and I'd be like, nah, girl. No, but when it comes to dating, though, like, it's getting harder as I get older because I'm getting. Did you find that as well? Like, because you're getting more honest and you're like a little less tolerant of people's nonsense.
Absolutely. And I think it's actually getting better for me because I know exactly what I want. Like you said before, it's like you go through situations and you get to this point. The only bad thing is being with people, being with someone and you think, oh my gosh, I found my person, and then it's not your person. So that
you be mad as fuck.
Just like, dang, I thought we were close on this one.
Right.
Oh.
I know. But
well,
listen,
whoever he is.
We are going to have you back.
And you got to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry, Kendra. I know you got to go, girl. My bad. I will
His mommy bladder. I'd be like,
I know, running. But
I gotta go.
you can find us at drinksweremarried.com.
With one L.
On 1L. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So, and iTunes and YouTube, and we're everywhere. So I'm
excited to repost all of this.
Yes, I can't wait.
Perfect. All right, y'all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.